Caitlin Clark is an extremely hyped rookie player for the Indiana Fever in the WNBA. She came from Iowa, a relatively smaller college than other, more prestigious basketball colleges like UConn, Tennessee, or South Carolina. In her NCAA tenure of 4 years, she was able to break many records, such as the scoring record. She recently became viral due to her playstyle, which is pretty much shooting long-range threes, sometimes from the logo "Ayla Steph Curry." This, and the fact that she was able to bring Iowa to the March Madness Finals in 2 straight years, made her a very popular player. Of course, basketball is a sport, but it's also entertainment. It comes with drama, whether we like it or not. The first major one I remember would be a rivalry with alum and current Chicago Sky player Angel Reese.
At the end of the day, it's a game that we do both love, but there is no hate. No hate. We're going to play on the same team one day, I'm sure. Like, we're going to definitely play on the same team one day, so.
Where she taunted Caitlin during the NCAA Finals. However, this was waved off by both parties, which is considered part of the game. Since Caitlin is such a popular player, her popularity has now moved on to the WNBA, which is the best professional league for women's basketball. Of course, with more eyes on the game, there's going to be a lot of opinions on her by many people, including current and former players. One of the sources where people were saying as to why players were hating on Caitlin.
But she's on every commercial across from Coach K because she's black.
Was an interview with one of the WNBA GOATs, Cheryl Swoops. A lot of what Cheryl was talking about were misinformation though, saying that Clark takes too many shots or that she took an extra year to break those records, which were wrong. However, Cheryl apologized to Caitlin privately already.
I think what Caitlin has done for not just college basketball, but for women's basketball, period, I think has been great. The following, people watching the game, sellouts that we haven't seen ever. It just really bothers me, though, when people just take bits and pieces of what they want to take and they don't listen to everything and you don't hear everything. It wasn't personal. One, it was my opinion on how I think she'll be at the next level, because I do remember me saying that Caitlin, to me, could be the best college shooter I've ever seen. When you put these expectations on these young women in college to go to the next level and be immediately dominant, and when that doesn't happen, then people come
says that there will be an adjustment period for all rooks in professional leagues. If you look at the NBA, a lot of Hope players struggled. Kobe struggled, KG struggled, and even Wemby initially struggled. That doesn't mean that these players won't be great. They'll just have a transition period to deal with. However, the narrative of players hating on Clark kind of stuck. Aja Wilson and Becky Hammon have said that players harbor no animosity towards the rookie and are just playing professionally, stating that they love what she brings to the league with more fans and more attention. Now, what about all this drama? This was heightened on an extremely obvious flagrant foul by a Chicago Sky player Chennedy Carter on Clark that was called as an away from the ball foul, making people believe that there are truly players who simply hate or are jealous of her. This was certainly an unsportsmanlike foul and was absolutely should have been called a flagrant. Edit. It has now been upgraded to a flagrant. However, we also should remember that with basketball, there's trash talking, there's going to be uncalled bumps, and physicality. Clark is also known to be trash talker as well. Many people express that Clark is getting unnecessary hate because she's being hailed as the savior of the WNBA, which is still on its road to being a profitable league. We have to note that the WNBA, prior to Clark, was also on the rise, where teams such as the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces getting a ton of investment and success. Clark and other notable rookies this year like Reese, will now amplify that growth even more. Some argue that Clark should be welcomed with open arms, since she's the reason why the league would be even more profitable, while others say that she's just currently getting her welcome to the league moments. Others argue that her popularity is due to her being white and straight, which makes her more marketable than other players, as the majority of the league's players are black, while some attribute her popularity to her play style and college accolades. In my opinion, this all just comes with more eyes on a relatively young sports league and more investment in women's sports, especially since there are many fans of an individual player. Some people might not know that the league itself has been physical. Caitlin isn't alone on being whacked by many vets. Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese, and many more have experienced the same thing. But since Clark is so popular and polarizing, it just gets a lot more attention from the media and social media in general, especially Twitter. Unrivaled want the boost that would come from Clark. Pretty much the only thing Clark might stand to gain from this as a league outsider is networking, and there's no guarantee that will lessen existing resentments. Even if some of the insiders are more kindly disposed to Clark as a result, you can bet they'll continue to be lukewarm about her when talking to media, so as not to offend against delicate sensibilities. Why put your body on the line for people who feel like they have something to prove or gain by targeting you on the court and slash, or on socials with self-serving manufactured drama? But not every player needs to play a spring league. Some people may have private coaches to work on their game. Others may be making good on endorsement deals that outweigh any salary a women's basketball league would pay. Some do both. I bet Caitlin is doing both, shooting commercials and making appearances for sponsors while working with a private coach on her game. Sprinkle in some charity work and a little R&R, and I'm sure she'll have a full schedule this spring. I think, why would she even consider this? She's making millions from endorsements already. Unless Unrivaled just got bought by Saudi Arabia, it's unlikely they can come up with a number big enough for Cece to notice a change in her lifestyle. The games will have all the basketball value of exhibition games, but all the injury risk of a real game. Her taking any realistic offer would be incredibly penny-wise, pound-foolish here. She can make way more money by being healthy and active on a WNBA court than anything Unrivaled can offer her. Needs to take the time to regroup and recover, relax, and play some golf. Enjoy the time for self. Then take the allotted time to decide whether you're returning to the WNBA or heading across the pond. Frankly, I'm not aware what the European Basketball League has to offer. After watching the clip of Nika M. losing her ACL, there was no one in the stands as if it were a COVID game. At the moment, you should be saturating your body with supplements and collagen and cartilage and tendon regeneration. Then later get with your strength training coach. Then you need to concentrate and work on your vertical leap, at least 2 to 3 feet off the floor. Then concentrate on utilizing and using the backboard. In the paint bank shooting, lay best, rebound second and third shots. Also have your teammates follow the same training regimen. Now your team has to be a faster-paced team in both transactions, fast breaks, cutting the open paint, also offense and defensive rebounds. Don't give your opponent a second shot. Last but not least, make your free throws. Make sure there are no girlfriend on the opposing team.